If your child uses the Sonday program during their WIN time, then this how-to video is for you. You will know that they use the Sonday program because you will have received a packet like this from their WIN teacher. This is the cover of the packet. As you can see, it says Parent Empowerment Kit. First thing I'm going to do is show you what you have in your packet. So, to begin with, when you first see that packet, it has an introduction. It tells you the things that you're going to find in your packet to go with this system, okay? After that, you will see lessons that are in the packet. They are numbered 1 through 15. We only have 8 weeks of school left. You are not expected to do all 15 lessons. In fact, you can work on only 1 lesson a week. And with that said, you can do parts of each lesson each day, which means you will not have to spend a long time each day on these lessons. After the lessons, you will see a set of appendices. Like for instance, Appendix A tells you supplemental activities. That means you do not necessarily have to do these activities, but you can use some of these to supplement. And each appendix will give you different information, and we'll look at that a little bit later. Next in your packet, you are going to see some flashcards that you will need to cut apart. Okay? There are sight word flashcards, and on the back of those cards, they'll be numbered. There are contraction flashcards, prefix and suffix flashcards, and then you have your sound cards, your letter and sound cards. You may not necessarily need all of the flashcards, depending on how far you get in your lessons. Each lesson will let you know which flashcards are needed. Now I'd like to briefly go over how you are to do each section with your student. Section number 1 is read sounds. Basically, you'll take your flashcards. I have my set, but you'll take your flashcards, you hold it up, your student will look at the letter and give you the sound, and you just flip through as quickly as you can. If you have trouble with the sounds, you're not sure what they're supposed to say, there is an app that you can download on your phone. The app, it says OHE Card Deck. And if you can download that app, then you can click it and it will give you the sound. Section 2 is spell sounds. In spell sounds, on your lesson sheet, they give you letters. What you will do is you will give the sound. The first sound here is B. You give the sound and your child will write the letter that sound represents on their piece of paper. You may use any piece of paper, or if your teacher sent home a paper for you to use, you may use that as well. Go through all the sounds and have them write the letter. If they miss one, you and your student can talk about the letter that they missed. Now you're ready for section 3, which is introduce new material. You're going to teach the sound first. It says, I will tell you that most of all this should be review for your students, so most of them will probably know these sounds already, but in this particular lesson, the sound is A for A, and it tells you what sound card to use. It gives you the rule for the sound of that letter. Then it asks you to have your students read aloud the following word list. So you can sit with your student and you can have them read these words. If they don't know them, then you can help them read them as well. After that, there's a set of words for you to dictate. So you can say the word and then ask your child to write it on the paper. Right here, they're going to do something we call touch spell first. When we have our students touch spell, then we would have them repeat the word after you say it. If you say cap, they'll say cap. And then you say touch spell, and they will go k-a-p. And then they can write it on their paper after they have done their touch spell exercise. As they write each word, you look, and if they've missed it, then you can talk about why they missed each word. Next It gives you some very short sentences that you can also say and have your children repeat and then write. You do not have to do every sentence that's there. Maybe pick 3 or 4 for them to repeat and write. And once again, look at it with them. If they've made a mistake, then talk about what the mistake may have been so that they can correct it. In section 4, we have spell words. You've already done something very similar to this in section 3 when you introduced the sound of A. So what you will do is you will choose 5 to 10 words out of this section. You'll say the word, have your student repeat the word, have them touch spell the word, and have them write the word on the paper. And again, if they miss a word, then right then you will talk about why they missed the word and what they need to do to correct it. In section 5, we're going to introduce sight words. Remember, you have sight word flashcards. Sight words are words that cannot be sounded out. They just need to be memorized. It will tell you which sight word cards to use. It will tell you that you need to show them the word, say the word out loud, and ask them to repeat it. The students can trace the letters with 2 fingers on the desk while they say each letter name and repeat the word. Then you can have them say and write the sight word 3 times and have them say each letter name aloud and then repeat the word. I've already told you that Appendix A is supplemental activities if you would like to use them, totally optional. I'd like to just go through the different appendices with you so that you will know what each one tells you. Appendix B is the error correction dialogue. We are not expecting you to do that with your students, so you do not have to worry about Appendix B. Appendix C gives you definitions and descriptions of words that you may see used in the lessons. That will allow you to look them up if you're not sure what the meanings are. Appendix D is just a quick reference to English language rules. If you're a little confused about something and you want to look on this appendix to see if you can reference what you need to know, there it is for you. And Appendix E is a meanings guide for prefixes and suffixes. So if in your lesson with your student you're working with prefixes and suffixes and you're not sure what they mean, you can look at Appendix E to find out. Those are all the 5 sections of the lesson that you will go through. They all follow a similar format. One good thing is that your students actually have been doing this every day since the beginning of the year. They can help you. They may even teach you a little bit about how we do WIN time when they come to see us. So let them help you. Follow this as best you can. Remember, you do not have to do a whole lesson in one day. You could do, there are 5 days in the school week. Section 1 on day 1, Section 2 day 2, Section 3 day 3. Each little section tells you about how long that time should last. Spell words, it gives you 7 minutes. If it doesn't take quite 7 minutes, if it takes a little more than 7 minutes, don't worry about it. That's just a guideline for you. But you can see it will not take you long to just do a little bit of each lesson each day so that your students can continue working and continue growing.